Hello and welcome to another episode of Acoustic Northeast, where we talk about the singers, songwriters, and acoustic music scene in the Northeast U.S. And we interview musicians who play live for us and for you here in studio. I'm co-host Dave Goldenberg.
And I am co-host George Malice. We are brought to you by hereithere.com, which is a website that you can go to find out what's going on musically in the tri-state area, which is New York, New Jersey, Connecticut. And also, if you're a musician, you can post your gig on there for free. We also are brought to you by WBXO Internet Radio, and they are out of Hopewell Junction, New York.
But they're everywhere.
They are everywhere. And you can listen to them, I was going to say, Dave, at WBXO.com. And also, for you folk musicians, we are also sponsored by Hudson Harding Folk Radio Promoters, and you can get in touch with them on Facebook. You can listen to our podcast wherever you get your podcasts, and also on YouTube. We have a website. We got a website, acousticnortheast.com. And again, you can hear us on WBXO.com. And what's that? Go ahead, Dave.
And don't forget to hit subscribe.
Subscribe, yes. And today in studio, we have singer-songwriter, a Connecticut singer-songwriter, Doug Mahard.
Doug has a wonderfully quirky style in his writing and his performance that I think really helps him stand out.
Absolutely. Writes really nice stuff. So give us a listen.
Enjoy.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Acoustic Northeast, coming to you from the studios of WBXO Classic Rock in Hopewell Junction, New York. Our engineer is Hugh Curtin. And today we're going to bring you singer-songwriter Doug Mahard from Connecticut. Doug, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
It's good to have you up here. Why don't you kick us off
Dave.
with a tune right away?
Okay.
Tell us what you're going to play. Intro it for us.
This is called, well, I'll do it this way. I was listening to a radio show. It was a call-in show, and someone called in to talk about whatever they were talking about that day. And the host of the show said, "Who's singing your song?" in a way of like, who's inspired you to call in and discuss this matter. And that one sentence, "Who's singing your song?" just like I knew there was a whole song wrapped in that one sentence. And as soon as I got home, I started writing it. The song's called "You Are the Amazing One," but you'll understand once I start singing. It's my anthem to inspiration. Uninspired, unexpanded, all ideas seem second-handed, unrelenting, can't get started, back to beauty, once regarded. Who's writing your book? Who's singing your song? Who's painting your masterpiece? You are the sun, you are the stars, you are the amazing one. Like the seeds in the wind, an endless flow of inspiration. One takes hold in your soul. The thoughts are water, and let them flow. Start writing your book, start singing your song, start painting your masterpiece. You are the sun, you are the stars, you are the amazing one. Every spark pushes out a little farther. Hold the feeling and with it run. Don't ever think what you got don't matter. You are the amazing one. like a canvas. Paint your feet and dance. Untethered, uninhibited. When I see you, I'm held riveted. I'm reading your book. I'm singing your song. I'm viewing your masterpiece. You are the sun. You are the stars. You are the amazing one. You are the amazing one.
All right, that's great. That's Doug Mahard, and you're listening to Acoustic Northeast. I'm Dave Goldenberg here with George Malice. And Doug, first of all, that's a beautiful song, and I love that you say it came from a line that you heard. How much of your music just sort of is triggered by something that happens in your life or something somebody says like
Great
that?
question. Most everything, I think. Most of my songs. Excuse me, I had to take a drink of water. So like I said in that, and other times it's just some chord thing. Well, for instance, I was jamming with some friends years ago, and I had a C chord, and I was just arpeggiating it. Then I put the sus4 in there, if I can do it. And as soon as I started rolling that, it was like, oh, that's going to be easy to finish that song. And I didn't know what it was going to be about because it's just a chord, but it gave me a feeling of like, how does this make me feel? And I'll play it.
Give us the whole thing if you want.
It's called, what's it called? I don't know what it's called.
Well, we'll give it a name when you're done.
When you're 70
We'll name
and
it
trying
for
to
you.
remember your own tunes. But when I sing it, that'll be the song title. It's called All I Want. All I want is to have my cake and eat it too. All I want is to have my cake and eat it too. I'm served pie, I'm served Savoy truffle. I'm so tired of the daily grind and hustle. All I want is world peace and the truth. All I want is world peace and the truth. I'm fed war, I'm fed lies.
right, there you have it. Doug Mahard here on Acoustic Northeast. Yeah. You have such a distinctive voice, too. Always loved that. But I wanted to talk, you talked about your writing process a little bit, about just sitting down and taking that C chord. Do you sit down at times with a thought in mind, a subject in mind, or anything like that?
I do, yeah. So, and
give me an example, if you can, off the top of your head, if you have one.
Well, the first song I sang was one, but there's something new I'm working on, and it was a phrase again, and it's like, how do I weasel my way into solving this puzzle of the song that I hear around this phrase that it's been haunting me for a couple years now. And it was something one of my customers said. It was she was telling me about her two daughters that had predeceased her and her husband. And it was a pretty sad story. And at the end of it, she just said, sometimes you just feel like running through a field naked screaming balls. And I said, that's got to be in a song.
It's got to be in a Doug Mahard song. For sure.
Right. So, and like a month ago, I was up late one night just playing my guitar, and I thought about that, and I got the first verse. Whether that verse I have stays in the song at the end, I don't know, but it's at least it got me going.
Yeah.
And I now know how to regurgitate that phrase,
It sounds like it could be your chorus.
What's that?
It sounds like it could be your chorus.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
I like your puzzle metaphor, though, because people think of writing a song as just a linear process of writing the music first or the lyrics first, and then stringing it along. But the way you describe it is a puzzle. Talk a little bit more about that and how you kind of figure out a song.
I think the puzzle is a perfect metaphor, because you have these pieces, whether it's a chorus or a verse, and all of a sudden you have the guitar or the piano to it, whatever instrument it is, and it's just, and you want to make it as good as possible, and when it's not finished. Even if it's just one word bugging the bejesus out of you. It's like, what is the word I need there? It's not that word, but it's,
Yeah.
You have to solve
it. You can be that close, right?
Yeah,
but the universe isn't letting you solve it until you're like, I think this is a pretty strong song, And
I always find the bridge. Going for a bridge is like the real puzzle piece to put together to really change the song, to change just your verse and your chorus, and then you go in different chord progression, or you go, whatever you want to do.
Yeah, I think you're right, and I think the puzzle analogy works really well too, because once you get to figuring out the bridge, it's like the 3D puzzle all of a sudden, because it's a little harder, and you want to make it as strong as what you think you have up front, right? And I think it's the best part of the puzzle, though, because you're trying to take it somewhere completely different, but you got to stay in the ballpark of what you're talking about.
Yeah. You mentioned a customer.
Yeah.
Before. So we know here that, you're a piano tuner.
Yeah.
So I believe you retired from piano tuning.
I did, back in January.
Did you actually play piano?
I do play piano.
You do play piano?
Yeah.
Because I don't think I've ever heard a piano song from you that I've heard or seen you play. Have you written on the piano at all?
No, I have not. And that's one thing that I'll hopefully do before I kick the bucket.
That's cool.
How has being a piano tuner affected your ear and the way you listen and the way you write?
Ooh, that's a tough one.
I mean, do you hear those intervals differently?
Yeah, that is a tough one, but not for me because of my personal experience. And I've asked other tuners who I know a lot of in the state, and about my experience, and because it was like, this is unusual. Are you guys experienced the same thing? And the experience is, I started tuning like a little over 30 years ago, And every now and then you wake up in the morning and you go to your first tuning and something is totally different from your experience the next day tuning, and in a better way. And it's like I'm hearing stuff that I didn't hear before. And you know it's making you a better tuner too. So I've had that experience 5 times in my 30-year career. And all the tuners I've asked about, they're like, oh, I don't know what you're talking about. and so but the last 2 were so powerful that it was like, I haven't even been tuning pianos before this, I don't think. I mean, that's how powerful it was. And I'm not trying to brag here. I'm not bragging. I'm just telling you my experience. But it's been a joy to, like, you know, you don't know it's going to hit you until you get to that first piano that day. And it's just like, wow, what is happening now?
Very cool.
Yeah.
Now, we know that your wife, Nancy McMillan, is a piano teacher.
Right.
Have you ever tried to work with her as far as writing a song goes?
She helps. She's the first editor of any song I start working on that I think I need to show her.
She's a writer also.
Yeah, and she's been a great editor, and we've worked. You know, she's written some lyrics in there that, like, okay, that's great.
Yeah,
perfect.
That's great to have.
The New Morning Songwriter Series.
Yeah.
Was a great series. Above the New Morning, what's this? The New Morning...
the Market.
Market, yeah. Thank you.
It was a wonderful series in the round. I played it twice. I know, George, you played it a few times.
You played it, once or twice.
How did that come about, and is there any news on it?
There is. It came about because of this man sitting behind me who's up after me, Mitch Katz. He came to me and said, I'm thinking about doing this. We need to find a venue if you want in on it. And I said, yeah, definitely I want in. So I think we hunted around for about a year, Mitch. Yeah. And finally, there was like the New Morning Market, which had this huge upstairs space right in front of our face for all that year. We'd go in there and shop. It's a great natural food store.
It's in Woodbury, Connecticut.
In Woodbury, yep.
Yeah.
And we went up and asked John Patari, the proprietor of the store, and this is something he was looking for because he called that big upstairs space a community room. And we ran that for 7 years, and it was SRO most of the time.
Yeah, I remember you were booking a year ahead at one point.
Yeah, right, yeah. And we never charged anybody to come in. We always paid the performers. We passed the basket around for free donations, and the people were very generous that supported that place, and we were able to pay our performers a nice little tidy sum for playing 5 songs in one night with 3 other new friends or old friends. And John actually fed the performers before the show too. So that was really nice for Mitch and I and Mark and George when he was helping us to sit down with the performers during the dinner before the show actually started and just like get to know our performers if we didn't really know them that well. And it was pretty cool.
Yeah, very, very special series. And for the people who know what they do at the Bluebird down in Nashville, right?
Yeah.
It's basically the same type of setup, you know, and it's really... and then the really nice thing that you guys came up with was, I mean, everybody would play 3 songs at first, and then you'd ask the audience to get up, and when they came back after the break, that they all had to sit in a different spot, which gave them a different perspective, also gave the performers a
New
different
faces.
perspective of of the faces that they're playing to.
Yeah.
Which is really, really cool.
It was truly in the round. You had the audience surrounding the performers 360 degrees. So as a performer, your back was always to one quarter of the audience.
Right, yeah. And the performers were facing each other in the middle of the room, 4 chairs. And they were probably about 6 feet apart, 5 feet apart. And you really got some good interaction sometimes between the performers that didn't even know each other. And whether it be jovial conversation or somebody just decides to jump in on their song and play something.
Yeah, you never knew what you were going to get.
Yeah.
And
so
cool.
we're cranking it back up January 24th, Saturday,
All right.
is the first New Morning Songwriter Series, and George and I and Mark Dalton are in on it. Mitch hasn't decided yet. We're all getting old, so it's like, Mitch, I think as soon as you walk into that room, you'll be...
Well, Mitch is going to play.
Yeah, Mitch is in on the first gig, because we're honoring him for being the initial spark to set this whole thing in motion.
The rest of the lineup we're not sure about yet.
Yeah.
We're working on it.
Yeah.
But it'll be the same format?
Yeah, same.
And how would people find out about it?
Well, good question, because I'm not on Facebook, and I don't intend to be on Facebook. So,
will there be a website or?
No, there will be no website.
There'll be some social media.
Yeah,
there will be, and I'll help on the Facebook stuff and everything. But
Mitch might still play some role in it somehow.
Well, he's playing. He has to put it out there.
I put him on.
And George, we'll post it on our show website when we have
Absolutely.
one.
Absolutely. Yeah, we'll do
when we have one.
But so the Voices, which is the local paper that services 7 or 8 different towns in the area, maybe even more, they always ran an article with pictures of the performers. They were good to us, and I hope that continues.
Yeah, well, you guys built it up to the point where it was, it was standard to have 80 people in there easily.
Yeah, and that was the fire limit too, I think.
Yeah. It was
SRO every time.
It was great.
The last 3 or 4 years.
And people were always generous.
Yeah.
You know, I think people are more generous when you pass the hat or pass the basket than when than they have to come in with a ticket or whatever.
Yeah.
And I think those kinds of venues, which are not, formal or official venues with restaurants, those are the lifeblood of the music scene up here, because it attracts people who are truly passionate about hearing regional and local musicians whose talent often rivals the, nationally touring musicians. And it's a place where you can not just listen to them, but meet them and hang out with them and learn about them.
It's great.
Yeah, and people really want to play that series.
We had no problem getting people at the end.
And it was people with recording contracts and everything who just wanted to get in there and play.
Yeah, it was a nice room, really good vibe. So I told you this story, George and Dave. So when I was looking for a winter spot for our lunches that we have, I said, well, why not John, the community room, And so I walked up in that room. When I walked in that room, all these emotions started coming back. I'm tearing up talking about it. And because it was like, wow, we heard so much good music, and it was so much fun those nights, even though we complained about how much work it was. Yada, yada, yada.
Yeah.
It was just like, it would be cool to give it one more try,
And that's one of the things that I love about you, and what I love about Mitch, and is you got to give back to the community. Musically, we're singer-songwriters. We should all do something to give back to the singer-songwriter community.
Yeah.
There's less venues to play today. It's harder to get out there, and anything that we can do, like I try to do some house concerts now, hosting house concerts, and anything that we can do is good. In fact, Dave Goldenberg's going to be playing a house concert at my house November 9th, which is in Brewster, New York, and he's going to share a bill with Eric Raboska, who we interviewed also. So, those are stuff.
What day is November 9th?
It's a Sunday.
Cool.
It's a Sunday in Brewster, New York, and we're going to do like a chili cook-off too. So, but we're gonna have people eat the chili afterwards.
Good. I was going to ask about that.
So the people on the ride home suffer.
But why don't you give us another tune? I know what I want to hear, but I don't.
What do you want to hear?
I want to hear. What the hell is it? Big City of Love.
Big Planet.
Big Planet of Love. Oh,
yeah. Thanks.
I couldn't even get that right.
Yeah.
Are you up to playing that one?
Yeah, definitely. It's my
because
prayer.
that's way up in your vocal range too. I know.
Prayer for the
best
planet.
Neil Young range.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Good.
Are you? You're not a tenor, are you?
Yeah, I am a tenor.
You are a tenor? Because I'm a tenor. Are you a tenor, Dave?
No, I'm. It's called non-specified. Whatever I ate for breakfast determines my vocal range that day.
Non-binary vocal.
But you're a real high tenor. You got a great upper register.
Yeah, my mom was a soloist in the congregational churches throughout Connecticut for a while, for a long time. And so I hear her warm up every morning as I was waking up on Sunday mornings.
Do you warm up before you sing?
I like to, but I didn't today.
You didn't today?
No.
What's your warm up? What do you do?
I just sing some songs, and you know, if my throat is really hurting, you know, what really helps me is the lion pose in yoga, where you're on all fours and you pick your head up and you open your mouth and stick your tongue up out of your mouth and make a lion.
He's doing it. He's doing it right here in the studio.
And then what you do is bend the head down, stick your tongue out of your mouth, and go. So it's
okay. You should do that on stage.
But it really strengthens my vocal cords, and it's like, wow, this is like really good, and it clears your sinuses out if you do it.
Cool.
So,
we should video that, and we could put it up on our website.
What's your warm up, George?
Yeah, my warm up. My warm up. You know, now I had taken voice lessons at Westchester Conservatory. A woman by the name of Lucy Jaffe, who was a opera singer, and she told me to do what Pavarotti did, which was go out and walk or run, and to clear out your lungs, and then do some, you know, starting low. You should never start high in your register, and you just do, you know, you would just do that way, and then just bring yourself up to the point where you're ready to sing.
I do the Tom Waits warm up. I just gargle with bourbon, and that's it.
Smoke a few cigarettes.
Yeah, and then I'm ready to go.
Well, I've started also bringing hot water with lemon and honey in it, and that really helps to loosen things up and keep things smooth.
Yeah. Okay.
How are we doing for time?
Well, before you do your last song, I want to talk about also the Bethlehem Land Trust series.
Another good series
that you're doing too.
Yeah.
And we talked about giving back. You did that this year, didn't you? Did you guys do the Bethlehem?
Yep.
Good.
Mitch played.
Good. And
beautiful outdoors venue.
And we have the dates already set. So if can I give my email address out over?
Yeah.
If somebody's listening and wants to play this series, you can get in touch with me at my name, Doug Mahard, DougMahard @yahoo.com, and just drop me an email and let me know if you're interested. It takes place in Bethlehem, Connecticut. We provide the sound unless you're a band and you got to do your own thing.
And a manger.
In a manger, right? It's you're playing in front of a chicken coop in a run-in shed, but it creates some nice sound. It's a nice venue. It's outdoors in the evening.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
So,
That's
and it
great.
starts in June and ends in August.
Dynamite. So give us Big Planet of Love.
Take us out. Yeah.
Take us out with that one.
So one more songwriting tip for anybody listening out there is I highly recommend going to a songwriting camp. Because it'll stimulate your imagination, and you'll garner a lot of new friends who have similar tastes and, you know, whatever.
Have you written from a prompt?
No, other than what I've heard on the radio or whatever.
Okay.
You know,
He finds organic prompts. I like that.
Right. But Mitch is heavily involved in the summer songs, songwriting
Well,
camp.
we're gonna talk to him in the next show.
I went to Ellis Paul summer camp right here in Connecticut, and they picked this song as best song of the weekend.
Oh, I agree.
It's called "Big Planet of Love." Yeah,
Here we go.
Too many people under our thumb. Too many acts of violence taking place. Too many babies being left at the door. Too many precious things at stake. Big planet of love, big planet of love. When are we gonna rise above? Big planet of love, big planet of love. When are we gonna many camps, too many men beating drums of war, too many kids with guns in their hands, and too many times we've seen it all before. Big planet love, big planet love. When are we gonna rise above? Big planet love, big planet love. When are we gonna rise above? Too many people feeling desperate. Too many getting too little too late. Too many children being abused. Too many times I gotta reiterate. Big planet love, big planet love. When are we gonna rise above? Big planet love, big planet love. When are we gonna rise above, rise above, rise above?
That's Doug Mahard, and you can listen to Doug Mahard's music on all the streaming platforms. It's Doug Mahard, Mahard. Doug, thanks for coming up onto the show
George,
today.
David, thank you very much. Pleasure.
It's good to see you.
It's a lot of fun.
Keep writing.
Yeah, I got to finish the ball song.
That's right.